And you realized Mr. Tucci was no longer in the freezer when you looked the second time? If I remember correctly, yes, Detective. It's all been quite a shock.
Let me have a few minutes alone with him, Jennings. I'll help him remember, but fast.
You'll have to excuse Detective King. He's got a hair trigger. The slightest provocation sets him off. He's a train wreck from years on the force. He can snap any time, like that.
What was that? Put your hands up. Which way did he go?
Relax, King. Holster your firearm.
Oh, and they issued him a gun anyway. Well, that shows a lot of faith in you being the kind of guy who thinks things through slowly, right, Detective King?
Let me help. The first time Quinn looked, it was empty, but he thought Nick was hiding in a secret compartment.
But when you put Mr. Tucci in the freezer, you didn't know anything about there being a secret compartment. Is that right, Mr. Canterville?
I had,
no idea at all.
That's premeditated unlawful imprisonment. Let's cuff him.
Hang on, King. So, when you put Mr. Tucci into the freezer, you had no idea how Mr. Tucci would be able to get out. Is that right?
Not the faintest clue, but you can't hold that against Quinn.
Why not?
Because Quinn wasn't looking for Nick to get out anyway. He wanted Nick to stay in the freezer. Isn't that right, Quinn?
There's a reason for that, you see.
That's attempted kidnapping. Let me book him.
Easy, King. And it was also your idea to restrain Mr. Tucci in a straitjacket, Mr. Canterville, essentially rendering Mr. Tucci completely helpless inside the freezer?
I have to say, Quinn gets all the credit for that one, too. Go ahead, Quinn. Tell them.
Again, you see, there's a certain rationale behind this you need to understand.
Illegal restraint. How long are we gonna let this creep walk around free? Let's throw him into the paddy wagon.
We don't say that anymore, King. Let's just get Mr. Canterville's complete explanation down first. For the record.
Exactly. For the record. I imagine in your field you're immune to jumping to rash conclusions based merely on how things seem and need to review the entire record.
Hell with that. He smells guilty to me, Jennings. I say we run him in.
I'm almost done, King. Now, sir, when Mr. Tucci was frantically kicking the freezer door to get out, screaming... Let's see now. What did you tell me he was screaming?
I wouldn't classify it as screaming. It was more like a mild annoyance.
Ah, here it is. Help, there's something really f***ed up happening here.
Yet you'd be surprised how mild that sounds coming muffled through a freezer door.
And what did you do then, Mr. Canterville?
Sorry, my memory's gone completely blank.
Well, let me help. You said you wanted to leave the freezer door shut.
Okay, a jury can take that to mean you said not to let Mr. Tucci out. Thank you, Miss Barrows.
Glad to help.
You know, I wish we had more eyewitnesses like you, willing to come forward and tell us what they know.
Well, I see it as my civic duty to help rid our communities of vile criminals.
Do you two mind? I feel like I'm watching a love fest between my executioners here.
Enough questioning. Let's get this prep off the streets before he kills someone else.
Down, King. Down, boy. What is this? Good cop, bad doggy?
Mr. Canterville's cooperating with us, Detective King.
Heel! Jennings, he's admitted to 3 felonies already. Let's collar him!
Collar me?
Yes, sir. That's just police lingo for arrest.
Yes, I'm perfectly aware of what it means.
Please, sir, no need to get excited. You don't see me or Detective King here getting all crazy, do you?
You really don't see crazy standing right next to you?
Sir, when you locked Mr. Tucci straitjacketed in the freezer, despite his fervent, agonized, impassioned pleas to show him mercy...
I'm afraid I won't say anything more without my attorney present.
Well, don't you remember, Quinn? That's when Nick was thumping on the freezing door like holy hell and imploring you to let him out.
Or without a gag order on Sylvie. Detective, I know it looks awful, but speak to Eric Kassler. His production company had me believe this whole ghost story was rigged for television and that no matter what happened, I was not to do anything. So I didn't. Whatever I did was under that impression and merely for the show.
Are you implicating Mr. Kassler with depraved indifference for life?
Certainly not.
So you're saying you acted alone?
Let me state this for the record. In unequivocal terms, forget that I just said certainly not.
I think I have everything I need. For now. By the way, we have spoken to Mr. Kassler.
Good, then you must see how I can't possibly be guilty.
Not really. Kassler says he's simply filming your investigation. But here we have ourselves another missing person case, where you had the victim restrained, locked him in a freezer, and refused to let him out when he begged you for his life.
Well, when you put it like that, you make it sound awful.
Oh, I know what'll help you, Quinn.
Thank goodness. Finally.
Now you'll hear the truth, detectives. The whole truth and nothing but the truth. Go ahead, Sylvie. Tell the detectives what they need to know.
Okay. Earlier in the night,
You see? There's more to this story. Earlier in the night. Yes, go on.
when we made the drive here,
And we observed all the rules of the road.
Quinn made Nick almost crash the car.
I did not.
Well, you made him lose control of the car. What would you call that?
I was showing him how he could choke himself to death.
Oh, God, that doesn't sound right either.
And then when we got here, Quinn whacked Nick with the files, right on his head. Wham! I'll bet you find a paperclip dent on Nick's skull. But that's the kind of close relationship they had.
Sylvie, I know you have the best intentions, but stop!
Helping me. Holy jeez, Jennings. The guy's a one-man crime wave. I'm taking him in.
King, stay!
I would not leave town, Canterville. I've got my eye on you. I need to figure out how you abducted all the others before you ever set foot in Bungabunkport and gather more evidence. And I will. And when I do, I'll be back with an arrest warrant. Come, King. Have a good day.
Say goodbye, King.
That went swimmingly well, didn't it? On a scale of 1 to 10?
I'd give it a 1. Sorry, I can't help being an optimist.
Canterville here.
Quinn, Eric, the news is distressing. Sorry about your friend.
Well, he wasn't so much a friend as he was an underling I had to be friendly with. But yes, thank you for your condolences. But look, the police were just here, and they think I'm the one who...
Quinn, we're halting production.
Yes, of course you are, but what? All right, that's understandable given the severity of the incident. But worse than that, the police were just here, and they think I'm the one who...
We didn't expect a tragedy to happen.
Well, yes, who does? If we did, we'd all go around all day like a human Eeyore, wouldn't we? Oh, life is grey, and so am I, because I'm a donkey. But did I tell you the police were just here, and they think I'm the one who... Wait a minute, wait, what about my contract? I haven't been paid yet.
Oh, yes, let me assure you about that.
Oh, thank goodness, that's a relief.
If you look at paragraph 17.
Oh, good, paragraph 17. That's where it speaks about my compensation.
That's where it says we can stop your compensation in the event of an unexpected production shutdown. Sorry.
Well, that's what I get for trusting Eric Kassler. I try to get one over on that arrogant braggart, and he repays me with a knife in my back.
A little too much oh woe is me there, Eeyore. And a little too much forgetting who's the real victim here.
Who's the real victim here? Really? This is the way you talk to someone who's grieving over a dear friend? My longtime buddy just upped and died. If he could hear you speak, what would dear Reggie say?
You mean Nick?
I meant Nick. Right, sorry. This grief's quite overwhelming. It's the shock of losing all that money. It's too much. Well, it looks like we're out of business, Nardo. Me? Yeah, I just got a text from Jeanette. Guess there's no point in me sticking around if I'm not getting paid to take the abuse. So, see ya. Good luck, guys. Sorry about Mr. Tucci. Yes, thank you.
Wait, take my phone number. It's 6467.
Don't take it personally, Sylvie. You're not worth it. Believe me, you could do worse than him.
No, of course I won't take it personally that Norval walked out on me completely disinterested in getting my number so he could call me, take me out to dinner. We'd fall in love. He asks me to marry him. We have 2 kids and a dog with a Cape Cod house with a white picket fence. Now I only have plan B. Me and the dog.
Well, that's a better attitude. Well, I suppose we may as well pack up.
But you heard the detective.
Oh, that don't leave town. A remnant from the old days when a long-distance call cost big bucks. If he needs to speak with me, he can put me on his friends and family plan. We need to take care of Nick's affairs. Who's going to take care of Nick's personal effects? Not to mention that stylish condo of his in that up-and-coming trendy part of town. He got really lucky with that. It's in pristine move-in condition, too. I'll take it over and move in this weekend.
Gee, you're willing to make that big a sacrifice. What a guy.
I'm doing it for Nick. You know how many times he said if anything were ever to happen to him, he wanted me to have his condo.
He never said anything like that.
He didn't like to mention it. But if I don't grab it, the mortgage will default and they'll put it up for foreclosure. Then Lord knows who'll own it. Some idiot who'll reap the benefit of its amazing location and potential for capital appreciation and who'll soil the memory of our beloved Nick by throwing out his most beloved possessions.
Aww.
Like his miniature petunia garden. They'll paint over those mysterious stains on the kitchen wall and floor and ceiling. What did Nick say they were from? The chef's surprise? Still a mystery what he meant by that. And those stains are why I never accepted Nick's dinner invitations. What else? Not permit his living room to be used for weekly practice by his cherished quartet? Oh, he so loved performing Debussy's Clair de Lune. Contemplative, melancholic, evoking the feeling of a solitary walk through a moonlit garden. The rubato, creating an ethereal sense of mystery, encouraging its listener to feel its solitary sadness weave through every note.
Wait. Nick wasn't in a quartet. He didn't even play an instrument. Unless you count the kazoo.
Of course I count the kazoo, though Clair de Lune does lose its subtlety on kazoo. See what I mean? Remember how Nick would impress us by shoving the entire kazoo in his mouth and play it? Thank God he didn't play the tuba.
But we can't leave. We gotta rescue Nick.
Oh, poor girl. You're in denial. Nick's gone, Sylvie. We have to face it.
I don't think so.
No, we do if we want to move on.
No, I'm saying that I think Nick's still alive. The portal sensor alert only activates when there's a portal opening into another dimension. If Nick died in the freezer, then he died in this dimension. But the alert went off, so Nick must have got transported into another dimension. And that's where he's got to be right now. We have to get him back.
If you're right about that, and we got him back, well, that would get the detectives off my back. All right, fire up your doohickey. Let's do it. Because I don't want to go to jail. Oh, and for Nick. But also because I don't want to go to jail. What do we do now?
We just walk straight ahead, right into the portal opening.
My God, Sylvie, your doohickey works!
Captain, it would appear we have 2 alien life forms aboard.
Gee, imagine what it'd be like if only my doohickey worked right.
Oh, hello there. Good tidings I bring you. Sylvie, how do you do that prosper greeting with your fingers? You have boarded a Federation starship without permission. Explain your presence on my deck. Just passing through. We're looking for a friend who may have come this way. Spock, scan the intruders for weapons.
Scans indicate no weapons, Captain.
Quinn, we're in a dimension where everything is Star Trek.
Either that or your doohickey got us into the mother of all Star Trek conventions. Pardon us, Captain. I have a question. I'll be the one asking questions. Security, take the intruders to the brig. Bones.
Yes, Jim?
I want you to examine the alien's genotype for viruses or any possible threats to us.
Damn it, Jim, I'm a doctor, not a... Oh, wait, that sounds medical. Medical I can do.
No need to fuss over us like that. We got our shots. Look, we believe our friend might be on this ship. We just need to know, have you seen anyone strange pass by this way in the last few hours? Has anyone here seen anyone who acts odd? Anyone? Have you noticed someone in particular here acting with bizarre mannerisms? Besides me.
No,
Captain. Describe this person you call friend. Well, he's male, somewhat muscular, a little arrogant, and he speaks with a funny accent.
Con!
No, Nick. He answers to Nick. About this tall, looks half human, possibly half donkey.
We're in the wrong dimension. Let's get out of here.
Spock, you said scanners showed no weapons. Set phasers to kill.
You gotta be kidding me! Whatever happened to not interfering with alien civilizations?
Because I'm going to count killing us as interfering, believe you me. Sylvie, take us out of here. Warp speed. That's my line, you son of a bitch. Oh my. Where are we now? Nick, are you here?
Close the door.
Sylvie, this is the dimension of Spanish ventriloquists. By definition, that's a dimension of 1. Try again.
What about the dummies?
Good point. Nick, are you here?
Close the door.
Sorry.
It's all right.
Quinn, we're dimension hopping, hoping each time our next hop is the hop home.
Oh boy. Where are we now? Nick, it's Quinn! Can you hear me?
I've been cut, punctured, scratched, and skewered. And that was just this morning trying to shave myself.
We're in the film noir dimension.
I got double-crossed and used like a gun-toting, hard-drinking, cigarette-smoking, fedora-wearing, trench-coat-garbed, hide trousers.
This film's called Bullets Don't Lie. A private eye hunts a mysterious woman in a black veil, and there's a big chase which ends in a disaster.
Sounds like it starts that way, too.
How he got in my pajamas, I'll never know.
Oh dear God, in this dimension I'm an elephant! And I'm wearing Groucho's pajamas! How did that happen?
How it happened is irrelevant.
Come with me to see the wonderful wizard. Oh, these poppies are making me sleepy. Sleepy.
Sylvie, let's get out of here! We're in the dimension of Bill Cosby. Ah, this beach is serene. Where are we now?
It looks deserted.
Nick! It's Quinn! Can you hear me?
Oh, my, hello there. Thurston Howell III. Welcome to our humble island. Gilligan, we have visitors. Say, you wouldn't happen to have today's Wall Street Journal on you?
No, I don't, do you?
Not on me, no, sorry.
I wanted to see if there's any news about the Enron Corporation. They put exorbitant corporate greed above people.
Yeah.
We know.
Isn't it glorious? That's why I bought 10,000 shares. I also own shares of Polaroid, Pan Am, and Woolworths.
Oh, you have been here for a long, long time, haven't you?
Here I am, Mr. Howell, but the skipper wants me back right away. Quinn! Sylvie!
You know these people, dear boy?
Sure do. How'd you find me, guys? Can you beat this? Sylvie's nifty little portal sensor works after all. After all what? Maybe we were a bit hasty coming for Nick. Walk with us, Nick. We're taking you back to Bunga Bunkport. Just in time. The skipper was making me a little uncomfortable with his "hey, little buddy" routine. Know what I mean?
Bunga Bunkport. Now I remember where I put my spare yacht.
I know the skipper's been stranded here for some time, but he's starting to take my first mate rank too intimately. Like with the bunk beds last night. He asked if I preferred being the bottom.
Keep walking. Just don't expect any instant results.
Now, what dimension did we hop into? We're jammed in the world's tiniest room. Barely enough room for the three of us to breathe. Is this the way it ends up for us? I hear people on the other side. The other side? We must be close to death.
The portal sensor should have cut off all connections with the other side.
I mean the other side of this door. Right. I'll just take a peek. Hello? Anyone there?
Hello?
Hello? Who are you?
Who am I? I'm waiting for my wife, that's who I am. She's trying on dresses. Carol, can you hear me in there? How long does it take to try on 5 dresses, for God's sakes?
Quinn, we're in a department store. And look at the sale signs. They're current.
Aha! And anything good on sale? Wish you told me we was going shopping. I need a new suit. Not now, but someday I will.
I mean, the dates on the sign are current dates. That means we're back.
I don't recall there being a department store in Bunga Bunkport.
I don't think we're in Bunga Bunkport. The sign says TJ Maxx.
TJ Maxx? That's a weird name for a town. Unless we're in California.
TJ Maxx is the store we're in. The sign says we're in the Portland branch. We're in a TJ Maxx store in Portland, Maine. This must be one of the dressing rooms we're in.
Brilliant deduction, Sylvie. Let's get out of here. Quietly now. We don't want to attract any attention to ourselves.
Hey! Shh! What? I just want to know, did you happen to see a 5-foot female woman while you were in the dressing rooms? Hard to miss. She might be wearing up to 5 dresses.
She'll be right out. Sylvie, Nick, Nick? Right here, boss.
Where?
Nick, I don't see you.
How can you not? I'm standing right here in front of your boat.
Where? You're scaring me, boss. You don't see me? Come on, quit kidding around. You're looking straight at me.
Correction. We're looking straight through you.
Why? What did I do wrong now? She means literally. You're invisible. I am? This I gotta see. Wait a sec, how does that work? Look in that mirror. Okay. Now what? I don't see none. Exactly. Oh, so that's what I look like.
Somehow, jumping through a dimension, Nick's limited to manifesting himself via a spectral electromagnetic field.
What do you mean I'm limited? You got some nerve.
My guess is he's unconverged his synthesized wavefronts.
Well,
Thanks for clearing that up, Sylvie.
What the hell were you doing in the ladies' dressing room, anyway? Oh.
No. With her? Oh, no, God, no. It's not what you think. We're here for the sale. I was just about to say, first, who can resist brand fashions at these amazing prices? And secondly, let's get the out of here! I rushed back to Bungabunkport ASAP, which is how you say as soon as possible when you're in a tremendous rush because it shaves 4 syllables off your valuable time. So it's so worth it, right? Plus, I didn't want to arouse Detective Jennings or his Detective Bulldog. His warning resonated in my head, saying, "Don't leave town, blah, blah, woof, woof." So we rented a car to make the drive to Bungabunkport. And because you can't make the drive without a car. Thank you for filling in that critical detail.
So you don't remember who abducted you?
There was no light, so I couldn't see nothing. Plus, I had my eyes closed. We did hear what sounded like a little girl laughing.
Could have been the 6-year-old's ghost.
And she did leave her calling card, the little creepy doll. That's not a nice thing to call a little 6-year-old, even if she was a psycho-murderesterist. The little creepy doll was what she left in the freezer, a way of letting us know she was there. What's the first thing you recall when you awoke on the deserted island? Nothing, except for the weather had started getting rough. Thanks, Gilligan. Canterville here.
Quinn, Eric here. The show aired last night. Are you sitting down?
Premiering and shuttering all in one night, I venture. Wish it had worked out better. But I've got some news for you.
And I've got some news for you. The viewership went through the roof, so we're starting production up again.
You are? That sounds marvelous. The thing is, it turns out Nick...
Yeah, that's terrible what happened to Nick, and we'll guard against any more tragedies on set. But look, out of this tragedy, we got ourselves a perfect opportunity.
How is this tragedy perfect?
In television terms, obviously, not real life. Like when they shot JR. In real life, not a good idea to shoot the star. But why split peas? With viewership up as high as it is, we can take advantage of it.
I'm afraid I still don't understand.
We got a huge audience on the edge of their seats drooling at fever pitch to find out what happens next. So, the time is right to spice things up even more.
Sounds intriguing. I'm all in. What's the plan?
Instead of it being a documentary of only you hunting the ghost, we're gonna turn the show into a competition.
I'm all out! A competition? What? Like American Idol?
Well, yes, like that. Except we can't afford a top personality like Ryan Seacrest, or Simon Cowell, or even that Chinese kid who did that awful rendition of She Bangs. Get this. We're bringing in another ghost hunter to compete against you. Isn't that great? Genius, right?
Huh? Wait, Mr. Genius. What happens with the $1 million bonus?
You'd have to check your contract.
Is this about that dastardly paragraph 17 again?
No. Forget about paragraph 17.
Good.
I refer you to paragraph 18.
Paragraph 18? I don't have the contract with me right now. Just give me a summary of what paragraph 18 says.
I'll give it a try. Here goes. May the best man win.
Back at the Elizabeth Borden Hospital for the Criminally Insane, I was met by Jeanette Westmore, Eric Kassler's producer for Great Ghoulish Ghost Grabbers.
So production resumes tomorrow. Give us more on what caused the vanishings, who locked the doors, is the creepy doll a clue or an accomplice to murder, and does this crocheted sweater make me look fat?
You didn't have to bring in another ghost hunter. I could have answered all your questions just fine by myself. Don't know, can't say, and yes, crocheted sweaters will do that.
Do you have any questions for me?
Just one. Does this rule out renaming the show to Canterville's Great Ghoulish Ghost Grabbers?
Yes. Look, Max Zell is one of the best ghost hunters in the biz. The show's going to be a monster hit. What do you say to that?
Mach schneller? What is that? German for what the f***? Mach schneller! Mach schneller! I order you to mach schneller! Where's flickisch? Mach schneller! Which is mach schneller? Monster hit? You think?
The name's pronounced Mac Zeller, which reminds me, Norval doesn't want to come back. I need you to talk with him.
Ah, scared of ghosts, is he? Shaking in his boots over the last encounter? Can't handle things that go bump in the night?
No, he's fed up with your stupid inability to say his name right.
You'd expect that kind of complaint from someone named Norwich.
You're going to talk with him and promise not to make fun of his name anymore.
All right, I'll promise him. Do I have to keep the promise, too?
Yes, Quinn.
Ach, what the mach schneller. Sylvie, Nick, you can come out now.
Look, Quinn, we figured out how to make Nick more visible.
Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Can you see me now? Stop that, it's annoying. Yes, I can see you, but you're still somewhat transparent. Though at least now I can make you out. Sylvie says to become visible, I just need to concentrate on my wavefronts converging together.
Let me explain it. Optical axes intersecting light wavefronts form a pattern of multiplexes.
Multiplexes, like with movie theaters.
No, not at all like movie theaters, but with spatial light modulation so Nick can reconstruct himself holographically. You see?
Of course I see.
It's just a case of my mind over matter.
Well, you're done good despite that insurmountable obstacle you just pointed out.
Now we can prove to the detectives that Nick's still alive. Sort of.
That would be great, except, well, I'm afraid we have to keep Nick our little secret for a little while.
Why's that?
Because you're our secret weapon now. The ace up our sleeve. Our man on the inside.
Oh, okay. Oh, can you pick just one out of those three? And then explain what you're talking about?
You're our man on the inside.
Oh, shoot, I was hoping for being your secret weapon. That sounded cool.
But that's what you are, see? They're bringing in someone else to compete against us. That means we're at risk of losing the $1 million if they beat us out.
That really stinks.
Like a New Jersey garbage dump. But with Nick able to become invisible, we can gain the upper hand and win.
Oh, that's a lot of words, which normally would be too much for me to process, but the way you said them sounded like good news. Is it?
Yes, your tragedy is turning out to be the best thing ever.
You have to be that happy about my tragedy? Can't you be less happy for me?
Sorry. How about if I make a pouty face? Like this.
More sadder.
Like this?
I'm not feeling it. Better.
Good.
I can't wait to tell everyone the good news.
No. We have to keep this a secret. The only ones who can know are you, me, and Sylvie.
Okay, just you, me, and Sylvie can know. Got it. So, what's the secret?
That you can make yourself invisible.
I thought you said that was the good news.
It's the secret and the good news. See?
Oh, I get it now.
You can invisibly infiltrate Max Zeller's team, spy on them, find out what their plans are, and inform us what they're up to so we can stay one step ahead of them.
Hey, that sounds like even more good news, wouldn't you say?
Nothing gets by you, huh?
Hello? Anyone here?
Make yourself invisible, Nick. Unconverge your wave-vac whatever. Yes, hello. Can I help you? Are you lost?
Jeanette Westmore asked me to meet with someone named Quinn Canterville here.
She did. She didn't mention anything to me. I'm Quinn Canterville. This is my associate Sylvie. So Jeanette sent you here? You must be new on the team. Don't tell me. You're our celebrity commentator. Narrator? Something glamorous, no doubt. Forgive me. I mean, it's just that you have that beautiful actress aura about you, so I'm assuming it has something to do with you being so arrestingly lovely.
Yes, we get it. She's very attractive, Quinn. Would you like me to mop up your drool? It's making a wet slosh on the floor, and someone might slip on it and break a femur or penis.
Sorry. It's just that it took me by surprise. I wasn't expecting to encounter a movie star in a run-down, abandoned hospital here in the boonies. At least, not one that doesn't pass for Steve Buscemi.
I'd appreciate it if you weren't looking right at me when you said that.
No, not a movie star. But thank you for the compliment. I'm here to officially make your acquaintance.
Oh, an official visit.
Yes, I'm Mackenzie Zeller. Nice to meet you.
Enchanté. Perhaps we could get a bit more familiar over, say, dinner together? Later tonight? There's not much to this town, but Bungabungport does host a charming little Italian restaurant overlooking the cliff, Arturo's. Sylvie won't mind if it's just the two of us tonight, will you, Sylvie?
No, I can fetch dinner out of the motel's vending machine. They have a chef's special tonight on little bags of bacon and cheese chips.
See? All things work together for good. That settles that then, doesn't it? I'll make reservations for a table for two, with a view of the fog, and... Wait! Mackenzie Zeller? You're Mac Zeller? Mach Schneller? My competition?
Nice to meet you. Sorry, but I closed auto tours for my team tonight. We're having a private pre-victory celebration. It's more motivational than it is practical, I know, but who can argue with my successful ways? I guess I'll see you at the production meeting. And oh, may the best man win.
If you like what you're listening to, or even if you don't, help us get the word out. Subscribe, give us a 5-star review, share us with your friends. They'll love you even more for it. Besides, we love being shared. It's kind of kinky. Canterville's Ghost was created and written by Jack West, starring Jack West and Karen Corrado. A Razzmatazz Radio Theater production, available wherever you get your razzmatazz.